What's up, fam? It's your girl Sarah, the Illstrumentalist. Thank you so much for copping the Chill Café Drums Ableton Edition. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the drum racks on Ableton Live 12 and on the Ableton Move. Let's get it. So after you've downloaded the zip file, you should be able to see the folder that says Chill Café Drums Ableton Live 12 Move Edition. Inside of it, there's a few folders, the first one being your Ableton Live and Move drum kits. And the last three folders are samples, your Foley folder, your loops, and your one-shots. So the first thing I would do is actually save the Chill Drums Cafe folder on an external hard drive or wherever you store your samples at. Let's go into the Ableton Live and Move drum kits folder. There's two different files. In this folder, you're gonna see Chill Café Drums Ableton Drum Rack project. This is a compressed version of the project that houses all of the drum kits. And then inside of this folder that says Move Drum Preset Kits are all the presets that belong on the Move. So first, we're gonna load up the drum racks onto our Ableton Live. So we're gonna uncompress the zip file as well. Now the folder is here in the Ableton project. The best thing to do is open up the latest version of Ableton 12, go to File, open Live Set, and locate the Chill Drums Cafe Ableton folder, go to Ableton Live and Move Drum Rack. So we're gonna find the Chill Café Drum Ableton Drum Rack project. We're gonna find the file that ends in ALS and then hit open. Now the project file is open. As you can see, there's 23 different tracks and each track has a different drum kit. So you have melodic kits, you have just drum kits, just drums, we got percussion kits. The last three kits, we have all the percussion one-shot sounds right here on this one instrument. So you don't have to go and browse through all of the one-shots, drag them, you can just pull up this instrument and use it to your convenience. But one cool thing about these instruments, over here on the side, you have the ability to hit random, and it changes the way the percussions hit with different effects. And over here you have different presets, you got dry, a bunch of cool different variations that I've custom made for you to enjoy. The next rack is called the Infinite Drum Rack. As you can see, we have all of the drums here on this one drum rack. If you also hit random on this rack, you have the ability to change the boost, the crunch, the dry, and the dry wet. And then I also have some presets here on the side. Boom Bap makes it a little bit harder. Pretty Chill's a little bit more mellow, 50-50. And the very last custom made drum rack has the kick, snare, hi-hat, open hi-hat, tom, tom 2, percussion, ride/clash. These button indicates that you can change the actual kick sound, the snare sound. So for an example, I'm hitting the kick. If I want to change it out, I'm just gonna change the knob. So if I make a pattern and I don't like the actual sounds, I could switch them out right here without having to go through my library on Ableton and drag them and audition them that way. We also have some presets here, so it chooses a different drum selection every time you hit this button, and you can also hit random and it's gonna choose a completely different selection of the drums. Giving you unlimited possibilities on what drums you're gonna be able to make every single time you make music. In order to save each drum rack, go to the drum rack and hit this icon here. It looks like a little SD card. It saves it for you under your user library, under presets, under instruments, and then under drum rack. And as you can see, you can rename it if you want to, but I like to right click, and I have these tags here on my left side on my Ableton, and I have it organized. So because these are a drum rack, I'm just gonna put it in the drum rack. And because this is technically a plugin, I'm gonna put it in the plugin section, so I don't have a hard time finding it. So you wanna go through each drum rack, hit this save icon, and save your drum rack. This allows you to open up a brand new project, an old project, load the drum racks, and add some chill drums to your project. Here we have the Move. We can get some of the drum kits on here as well. First, you wanna power on the Move. Make sure that you're connected to Wi-Fi, and make sure the Wi-Fi that you're connected to on the Move is the same Wi-Fi on your computer. To assure that your Move is connected to the Wi-Fi, hit these three buttons here, hit the second button here at the bottom. To get to your settings, go to Wi-Fi, and you can choose your network. The next step is to go to move.local, which is the website that automatically allows you to connect wirelessly to your Move. The section that we want to go to is presets. Now we're going to go back to our Chill Café Drums folder, go inside, go into the Ableton Live and Move Drum Kit folder, and then go to the Move Drum Preset Kits. Here are the presets that we're going to highlight, drag, and drop it into the preset section on move.local. And that's it. The presets are now loaded onto the Move. In order to access it, we can pull up any set, go to a drum rack. When we're selecting a kit, you want to go to back. You're going to hit back again. You're going to see a list that says drums, bass, brass, evolving, so and so. At the very bottom, there's a section that says user presets. So we're going to click inside of there. And this is going to be all of our presets, drum kits that we've uploaded onto the Move. So now we have our melodic kits, our drum kits, and percussion kits on the Move. Yes, nice. Now we have our drum kits loaded onto Ableton Live and onto the Move. So now that we have our presets in, we can also go to the sample page, create a new folder, call it Chill Café Drums, go inside of it, and then we can just drag our loops and one shots over to the sample file. So now under samples in the Chill Café drum folders, I have my Foley, my one shots, and my loops, so I can chop it up, make a dope beat on the Move. My suggestion is to make sure you're on the latest version of Ableton 12 and you have your Move up to date to get the best experience. Peace.